Much, Monica. Well, guys, of course, we've been hearing this story for several weeks now. Paula Deen being dropped by many companies, including the Food Network, after her racial slur scandal. Yet actor Alec Baldwin just had a tirade caught on camera using another discriminatory term, and he's not being fired left and right. So is there a double standard? And what can local companies learn from this PR nightmare? Jim Gentleman, crisis communications expert over at SK&G, is here to hash it all out. And I'm sure you're being asked a lot of PR questions right now because this is a nightmare for Paula Deen, for her corporation. But then we see, of course, Alec go on another tirade using some very derogatory terms against a paparazzi, the F word. But it's not the same response. It's
not. I think a lot of this has to do with each's persona. Paula Deen was seen as this kind of genteel, genuine Southern belle of hospitality. When she used that word, wasn't consistent with who she was perceived to be. Alec Baldwin, on the other hand, is known as brash, bold, maverick, somewhat inappropriate. So when he has these outbursts, it's somewhat consistent with who he is. He's kind of inappropriate. So that's really why I think you're seeing a different reaction from sponsors and from fans.
So it's like when a company hires him for an acting job or to be a spokesperson, they know what they're getting with Alec. They weren't getting this perfect, gentleman, so to speak. But with Paula, that's what's been such a tailspin for her, because people are seeing her in a different light, right?
Yeah, I think, look, she looked like kind of this gentle grandmother, mother. No one would have ever expected her to kind of use a language that she's been said to use. So it was very inconsistent with who she is and how she was perceived. But Alec Baldwin, that's who he is. He is brash, he's inappropriate sometimes. It's been a long history of this kind of behavior. This with Paula Deen was very unique and really unexpected. I think that's the difference.
So it's not that it's more offensive to say one term other than the other. They're all ugly words and bad language, but it's about who's the product.
It is. Look at Charlie Sheen. Here's a guy whose career has been kind of really re-energized because of controversy and crisis. Dennis Rodman's another example. But their brands were both kind of these brash, inappropriate folks, and so they're kind of accepted for who they are.
Absolutely.
Paula Deen, though, was very, very much different. It may be a little bit unfair, but that's just the way kind of the media works.
And that's what people are also bringing up too. Has it been fair, this swift response where people have just been canning her left and right? Do you think part of that is not just because of controversy, but how she's handled it?
Definitely. She didn't have a plan in place. This could have been nipped in the bud in a day or two. Instead, it's extended over 2 weeks. And that's primarily because she didn't just immediately own up to her mistake, apologize sincerely, and then lay low. She did everything the exact opposite of that, and I think that's why she's having this terrible reaction to what she said.
In fact, she got fired from Food Network and a lot of other sponsors the day she canceled on the Today Show because she didn't face the heat, right?
She didn't, and I think, companies are a lot less forgiving than people are. So these companies have a lot of stakeholders. They have stockholders, and they're going to just depart. Tiger Woods lost a lot of sponsors. Martha Stewart lost a lot of sponsors. Over time, they gain them back. And I believe that Paula Deen will be back. Her second act may not be as big of a hit as her first act. She deserves a second chance, but she needs to lay low.
Yeah.
She just didn't handle it very well.
Just kind of go away for a while and just, be good. But her fans actually seem like they've been behind her, so we'll see what happens.
She's got a good core group of fans.
She does. All right, Jim, thank you so much for your perspective. We
Thank you.
appreciate that. Jason, over to you.